Congratulations. It seems like you're ready to gear up and crush the competition by creating killer premium A+ content. Let's get into my 7 top tips that we use to help brands break through to new levels of profitability and kill it on Amazon. Step 1, think outside of the module. Now, there are a variety of fields that you are able to fill in when you are uploading your premium A+ content. A lot of those fields are text fields that then get edited directly on top of the image. And sometimes those are great, but other times they can be a real distraction, particularly if they break up the flow of the modules. So don't feel like you have to fill in every single field just because you choose the module, which leads me into step 2, which is not, rather than thinking about each individual module, really consider the full flow of your A+ content and how it's going to function as a whole, ideally so that it looks like a full, cohesive, complete landing page, and also be considering how this is going to appear and be attractive to your customers, whether they are on desktop or on mobile. Ideally, you are wanting to make sure that it looks great and is dialed in for both. So when you're thinking about the flow, considering not only what information is most important and the sequence of how that needs to be combined, but also how the individual modules work together to tell a full and cohesive story. One of the benefits of premium A+ content is that we have that full width, we have more beautifully designed modules, and so they're naturally going to fit together better than standard A+ content modules will just on their own. However, there are still sort of things that you want to consider in how you put those modules together. So as you can see with Tenneco, they are using a lot of all of the different text fields, and it really breaks things up and throws off the flow and keeps this from being a more visually compelling product page that it could otherwise be if it was really stylized and designed as a whole. Number 3. Be concise and thoughtful about the text that you are using in your premium A+ content to make sure that it is helping to progress the story, to communicate key details, and to help customers truly understand why your product is the best fit for them. As I mentioned in number 1, it is tempting to want to fill in all of the fields and use all of the space that you're given. However, that is going to detract away from both the visual appeal of your premium A+ content, but can also overwhelm customers, and giving them too much information is actually a great way to send them over to one of your competitors. So being really concise and thoughtful about what is that text that's going to help drive the sale forward. And if it's not achieving that, then perhaps it shouldn't be there. So you see NYX here with this lip gloss. They are incredibly concise, but they're also doing the second part of this tip, which is also really valuable, which is at times editing the text directly into the image. You see how much more impact this has than just using the provided text fields. This allows them to not only choose a font that is going to be in line with their brand, but really also create a more cohesive, impactful, visual image than they'd otherwise be able to do. So they're doing a great job of both thinking outside of the modules, splitting them up, and using editing text directly into the images to create a very cohesive whole flow of a landing page. So they're doing all 3 of the first tips super well. 4. This may be one of my favorites, the shoppable comparison chart. The comparison chart was already amazing. Now it's even better because you can add items directly to the cart from the standard comparison chart rather than just clicking over into the separate product listing for that product. So these are great for 2 primary reasons. One is they can help you cross-sell across your catalog. And 2 is perhaps sometimes you're selling items that are very similar that people would have trouble on deciding which one is best for them. And a standard comparison chart is a great way to make sure that you have better customer product fit to ensure a happier experience and also minimize returns and negative reviews and any of the frustration that comes along with not getting the item that is a best fit for your needs. on the other side. That cross-selling or upselling is a great way of being able to expose customers either to complementary products that may be used alongside of the item that you're selling, or products that are just some of the crowd favorites that if they're interested in that item, they may also be interested in this other one. That also means that you may choose to use more than one comparison chart in your product page, but just being considerate about, is that really going to help achieve the desired goal, or are you going too far to the other extreme and including way too many options and overwhelming customers and actually having the opposite effect? So taking a look at the two examples that we've already used, they're using the comparison charts in the two different ways that we talked about. Tenneco with their vacuums and mops, they have a lot of very similar items with very different price points. And so you see with the way that they are using the comparison chart, they are helping to identify what the primary differences are to help customers be able to choose the correct model for their needs. In contrast with NYX, they are using the comparison chart to show off the professional makeup faves. So my guess is that these are their best sellers, their crowd pleasers, given that one of these has over 100,000 reviews and another has over 90,000. That seems to be the case, but you see that this is a great way for them to be able to cross-sell some other items in their catalog and increase that cart value. 5. Video. Video is another thing that is really different. So comparison charts, we have those in standard A+ content. Video is unique to premium A+ content. Now, I know that there are differing opinions about video and its value because it's not as comfortable or easy to use when you are on a mobile device. However, this is still a great way to be able to show your product in action. And fortunately, you do also have a still image that you can set as a thumbnail. So even if somebody is not watching the video, you're still making sure to maintain a really slick looking cohesive page and communicate whatever information is within that video in a more static way for those that choose not to push play. 6, think about how you can use the various responsive modules to highlight the key details of your product in a unique way that you're not able to do in other parts of your listing. So everything from your hotspots or a Q&A or elements that are going to really address the information that customers need to know in a way that is organic and natural and valuable for them. So don't just choose it for the sake of choosing it, really being thoughtful about maybe even separating yourself from creating premium A+ content and thinking about, if I was creating a landing page, how would I present this information? And then finding a module that's going to allow you to do that. This means that you shouldn't just choose the fancy modules just for the sake of choosing them. Wide single image is going to function better than a hotspot to communicate the information because it is something that's more straightforward. Don't overcomplicate things. So make things simple and straightforward, but take advantage of those responsive modules when they are fitting to helping to progress the conversation forward. I purposefully went looking for a really simple product to demonstrate where you can go awry when it comes to choosing modules that don't necessarily help you pass your message along. So in this case, I chose paper towels because that's pretty straightforward and simple. Now, these are a really cool product, and I think that they have a lot that they could be showing off, but you see here where it says super soft and you scroll over and jumbo rolls and no forever chemicals, and then you scroll down and they have a video and it talks about their mission, but then and a few other things, and then more pictures that really aren't doing anything. And then this section about us versus them and explore all cloud paper products. So on the surface, it seems okay, but their big mistake is that they have all of these scrollable images for no reason at all. They could very easily be able to communicate a lot of this in a simpler, more straightforward way where they're not tucking away key information in images that customers might never see. And this is an example of where simpler would actually be better for them. Whereas alternatively, if you are Tenneco, and selling a vacuum cleaner, then having some of these different responsive elements like the hotspot module where it's showing what the different parts are is more helpful and makes more sense because there are more components and different elements that a customer needs to know to more fully understand and determine whether this product is a good fit for their needs. And then lastly, you don't want to forget the value of both SEO and accessibility that comes along with the alt image text or image keywords as they're known on Amazon. These are the fields that you fill in when you're uploading each individual image in your premium or standard A+ content. I have a whole video that goes in depth in how to create this if you'd like some more insights. So this is a great way to both expand your SEO opportunities as well as connect with customers that you wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with. This is expanded with premium A+ content because you have opportunities to upload far more images. For example, if you are uploading a hotspot image, you have the main image and then each individual hotspot that you are wanting to focus in on is another image that you are uploading. So it is considerably more opportunity on both of those fronts and one to really be used to its full advantage. If you want a video about that, I will link it below that goes into how to create image keywords that achieve both of the things that you need to achieve. So by this point, your brain is probably exploding. You have a lot that you need to navigate. Premium A+ content is art and science, but it is something that can really be hugely valuable for taking your business to the next level. And if you're looking to create wow-worthy premium A+ content, then you also need to know how to create conversion spiking Amazon images. So you better watch the video that's coming up now.